The coast redwood, the tallest living things on Earth. Once covering a large swath of what is now Northern California, these great forests have been cut back to a fraction of what they once were. What remains is a spectacular sliver of what once was. Not only a land of giants, in the Redwoods there's beauty at every scale. Stepping into these forests feels like being transported to some prehistoric place. We can't wait to get lost in it. Our relationship with the natural world is broken. We've protected ourselves from the dangers of wild places, but at the same time, cut ourselves off from something essential to our lives, something we don't quite understand. Deep down, we long to be in these places, to be a part of them. I'm Jason Burlage, and this is my son, Taylor. We've lived our lives in the mountains of the American West. We're drawn to wild places. We're inspired by what we find in them. We want to explore, to learn, and to capture what we can of the magic of the natural world. To take small steps toward healing that broken connection. We arrived in Northern California in a downpour. The night before our hike, it rained heavily and we woke up to news that our original plan was no longer possible. We had planned to begin our hike in the southern end of the national park, at the Tall Trees Grove, and spend 2 days making our way north along Redwood Creek. We would then cross the highway and continue north into the Prairie Creek area of the park, and then on to the ocean. But the day we were meant to begin, after the heavy rains, all reservations for campsites along Redwood Creek were canceled and the area was closed due to flooding. We needed a new plan. Unfortunately, a long through hike didn't seem possible, so we decided to take a deep dive into the Prairie Creek section of the park. We would crisscross the area from Elk Prairie to the ocean and back twice, taking different paths each time. After the morning's news and the change of plans, we got a late start, and so, for our first day, the plan was simple. Take the Miners Ridge Trail from Elk Prairie to the ocean. Almost like you're on a movie set or something, you know, like these are...
It's pretty surreal.
The props department just whipped these things up.
There's definitely a part of your brain that's just like, can't totally figure it out.
Well, it is mind-boggling to think how long that thing has been standing there. Maybe 100 of your lifetimes?
Yeah.
We should get some numbers out of the way right off the bat. Redwood trees can grow up to at least 380 feet tall and up to 29 feet in diameter. For reference, a 380-foot redwood would tower over the Statue of Liberty, and the room I'm in now could quite easily fit inside a large redwood. In fact, the whole house could just about squeeze inside. The tallest tree in the world right now is a coast redwood that stands not far from where we were hiking at 380 feet tall. The trees can live more than 2,000 years. There are stories of redwoods that stood over 400 feet tall, well over 30 feet in diameter, and having lived more than 3,000 years. It is entirely possible these stories are true. It's also quite possible it'll take another 1,000 years for us to know for certain.
Yeah, it is kind of a interesting thing, like knowing how little of this exists, but being in it and just feeling like it goes, it goes on forever. It feels so big. And yeah, you can't see the end of it.
It would be pretty interesting to bushwhack a little. Once, 2 million acres of redwoods existed in a 20 to 30 mile deep strip along the coast from what is now southern Oregon, south beyond San Francisco. Beginning in the mid-1800s, massive swaths of these ancient trees, many that had lived for more than 2,000 years, were, over the course of a human lifetime, cut down to enrich a handful of men. Today, only around 4% of the original old-growth redwoods remain, in fragmented patches on a total of a little over 100,000 acres. And almost all of them exist in 5 California state parks, the Headwaters Forest Reserve, and Redwood National Park. Clearly, in our lifetimes, none of us will ever see anything like the incredible forests that once stood in this place. The perfect time to come right after a heavy rain like that. It's just so fresh and nice. There's a unique feeling to this forest that's hard to explain. I've returned here many times over the years and have come to think that this must be what awe feels like. There's always a sadness to the place, just knowing what is missing, what men have done here. But the beauty of it, the power of the place, and that feeling of awe it inspires are undeniable. You know you're in the presence of powers far beyond those of humankind. And these trees light up the imagination. What have they seen over the centuries of their lives? What have they lived through? How has the world changed as they stood motionless, growing for hundreds or thousands of years? It really is beyond comprehension. Moving through it feels almost as if you're inside a cathedral. It's dark and cool with dramatic shafts of light filtering in from above. It feels right to move through with some sort of reverence, to simply be silent and take it all in. And for the most part, that is what we do.
You can hear the ocean.
Yeah.
This is becoming a theme on these hikes. This, you know, needing the first day just to slow the mind down and just for the mind to catch up to the body here. It's so nice. I mean, after that rain, the weather's so nice.
I also love it. Like we're not all that far from stuff. But it's quiet.
Yeah. No, it's nice.
It's funny though, it's like when you're in here, they totally take the kind of all of your focus or like all of your attention because they're so big, but there's so much other
it's so
stuff below it.
Yeah, it's true. It's thick in here.
Don't know what kind of ferns these are. Different weird little mushrooms, I think.
I suppose in the summertime, this trail is just loaded with people.
Yeah.
It's just never sunny down in here. Like, this is a clear day in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah, tiny little bird. Oh. He's poking his head out.
Oh, a little bird?
Like working his way up.
Oh, that's funny. He's tiny.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. A few little, they're sneaking up on us. What's with the giant trees and tiny birds? It's
tree, just let that sound. I'll work on you a little bit. It'll be interesting, this just weaving our way through this part of the park.
Yeah. I'm excited.
You ready to move?
Yep.
Right.
A little.
Oh, shit. Our trail over there.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, that tree there may have been dead for 100 years, or broken off. I don't know. I guess it's not dead because the shoots are growing out of it.
Maybe. I guess there's somebody with a tent.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's this way.
Looks like we're over here. Nice.
Okay.
tent.
Being in the trees there, I was thinking about it earlier. It's definitely, you feel like you're inside,
Yeah.
you know. And I know that it has been, and I think with just the light and you know, I don't know, the sort of, well, bigger than life, you know, reality of those trees. It feels, yeah, I don't know, you definitely feel like you're somewhere else.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I think it's also weird just associating hills and big trees and being in places like that. Not with the ocean, too. It's kind of a weird thing to be deep in there and then suddenly.
Yeah, it's very well. Yeah, that's kind of where I was
you've
going.
got like this very closed, you know, realm where you can only see so far, and then you get out here, and it's as far as you can see anywhere.
Right.
It's cool.
It's very fun. I'm so glad we've started.
Mm-hmm.
Must be hard though with so many people. Just keeping everybody in line, keeping it. I feel like it's happening in Yellowstone too. Just more and more people trying to get out. I mean, we've talked about it. I think that's one of the biggest indicators that people are missing wild places.
Right.
Is that all of these parks are getting record numbers of people every year. People are coming from all over the world.
Right.